crush a person to death. Now, meet a woman who dares to dance with snakes. Watch. This cowboy's rough ride landed him in the rodeo record books and in the emergency room. Donna Block is about to have a heart attack. How do we know? Because this doctor is going to give her one.
It hurts. It hurts.
These infants can't even talk yet, but they're getting just what they want by using sign language.
I love you.
It's the crude fashion accessory that gave women curves. Now this Victorian secret is making a comeback.
It's the ultimate sexual feeling.
Fred and Kiva are a happy couple with a dangerous passion. Now, an inside look at their most explosive performance. Unbelievable, believe it. On Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Welcome to Ripley's. There's a South American village where the people form a bizarre bond with snakes. Not only do they hold and hug boa constrictors, they share their bed with them. Yeah. They strike without warning, attacking with a crushing blow, suffocating their prey in seconds. What's more, these monster snakes can swallow a person whole in less than a minute. But there's one man in the Peruvian jungle who not only handles these killers, he sleeps with them. Here in the hot and humid towns along the Amazon River, life is simple, but definitely not easy. Just getting by can be a daily struggle. If it weren't for the boats, bringing tourists well-stocked with cameras and cash, many locals would have a hard time feeding and taking care of their families. But Macios Pineda, who has a wife and several children to look after, is doing better than most. Even though his remote home is nearly 4 hours from the nearest city, his exotic collection of wild animals, like this baby leopard and this three-toed sloth, helps guarantee that at least a few visitors will drop by, gladly leaving some change behind for photo opportunities like these. But Macios has a surprise in store. These docile creatures are nothing compared to these prized pets. Nearly a dozen boa constrictors and a giant 18-foot anaconda. Although he prods these snakes into action, they're actually domesticated, and this is how he does it. He sleeps with them.
Cuando era así pequeño, desde mis 10 años.
Macias, who grew up in the jungle, says he's been sleeping with snakes since he was 10 years old. His grandfather taught him that if he sleeps with a snake every night for 3 weeks, he will become its master. He's been doing it ever since, never knowing if, during the night, one of these constrictors will suddenly turn deadly and wrap itself tightly around his body until his bones literally break. He's in the process of domesticating 7 boas, but has had up to 30 at a time in his bed before. His wife chooses to sleep in another room with the children whenever the snakes are in training. Macios has been bitten 8 times, and though boas aren't venomous, he warns they are incredibly strong. He often wrestles with them, forcing them to a point of exhaustion so that they will, in his words, learn who's master. But it's harder to tell who's in control when he and his pet anaconda wrestle in the river. This powerfully built snake weighs 150 pounds. That's more than Macias himself. But the anaconda has also been taught that Macias is in charge, at least for now. Macias is so sure of his ability to tame reptiles like these, he calmly allows them to coil around his torso, even his head. Macias isn't the only one who can subdue snakes. Not far away, this teenage girl has also formed a mysterious connection with the creatures of the Amazon. Only her method of taming these reptiles isn't to domesticate them, it's to charm them with music and with dance. Olga Tiwal and her family live in the city of Iquitos, a frontier town of 300,000. When they're not in school, Olga and her little brother and sister work in their parents' gift shop, making beaded lampshades, bracelets, and rain sticks. All the materials they work with can be found nearby, including the vertebrae of serpents like the boa and the anaconda. But if you ask Olga, she'll tell you that she prefers working with live snakes instead.
Yo no los consigo, no. Es mi papá quien los consigue.
Her father brings them home after finding them in the fields or while fishing. Olga tames them, feeds them, even lives with them. But most importantly, she says she teaches them to be caring and to love people. And she is well known in Iquitos for calming those who fear snakes by performing a special dance with anacondas. It is called the Dance of the Warming. The dance tells the story of a woman born in the jungle, surrounded by anacondas. This woman lived all alone, with only the snakes to care for. There are 3 phases of the dance. It starts off slowly, as Olga picks up the snake and caresses it. As the music gets faster, she begins to dance around the snake. She then dances down a pathway, the striped anaconda draped around her neck. She heads into town and the crowded plaza, encouraging onlookers to approach her and even reach out to the snake. She believes that whomever touches the snake will have good luck. Some people are shocked that Olga would let the snake get this close, watching her as it grazes her body. But the real shock is yet to come, after Olga has left the plaza and returns to the jungle. With the music now soft and calming, she leans back in complete surrender. What happens next is almost unimaginable. Olga brings the snake to her mouth, opens it, and places its head inside. She does this because she believes it helps the creature understand her, even communicate with her. Finally, the dance is completed. The snake is free to slither away in the darkness as Olga carefully makes her way back to town. It is a journey she has taken since she was a young girl, and one she vows she will take until she is an old woman. Both Olga and Macias have not only conquered their fear of snakes, they have made them an integral part of their lives. And they plan to continue to challenge these snakes and cheat death, no matter how great the risk. In the world of rodeo, a hat bender is a bull that runs around the arena instead of bucking. And a ragdoll is a rider who gets dragged. Well, for an agonizing minute and a half, cowboy Tough Hedeman was the ragdoll on a hat bender. Go get him, Tough.
Take one 2,000-pound enraged animal, place a man 1/12 the animal's size directly on top, and have the man hold on for dear life. For champion bull rider Tough Hedeman, holding on wasn't a choice during what is now the longest hang-up in rodeo history.
When you ride bulls for a living, there's going to be a little bit of pain. If you can't handle that, you better try something else.
Bull riding is a way of life for Tough. It's been that way since he was old enough to walk.
I started competing in calf riding, and when I was growing up, it just seemed it was cool. It was fun.
As Tough grew up, he was soon riding bulls ranging from 1,200 to 2,200 pounds. He won 4 world championships, but he also racked up plenty of injuries, including a broken wrist, a separated shoulder, torn ligaments, and blown discs.
Bull riding is just like anything else you do in life. It's got its good days and its bad, but you know, the bad days can be really bad.
The National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas was the definitive bad day for Tough Hedeman. It all started with what's called the suicide wrap, a piece of nylon rope that Tough wraps around his wrist so the bull can't jerk the rope through his hands. What usually happens during a bull ride is the rider is thrown clear within seconds. But Tough got tangled up in his lifeline. Unable to free himself from the rope, Tough was flung around like a rag doll. 10 seconds of terror turned into 30, then 60.
It's like a bad horror movie. It just kept going on and on and on. It's not the place that you want to be, but you just have to stay calm and focus and do what you have to do to get out of it.
It was a bone-crushing minute and a half before another cowboy pulled out a knife, cut the rope, and freed him. Unbelievably, Tough walked away from the hang-up. Dr. Richard Nussbaum, a specialist in spinal injury, says it's unbelievable that Tough did not sustain serious injury.
I was convinced that he would have sustained a spinal cord injury, fracture dislocation of the spinal cord with resulting paraplegia or quadriplegia. It is my medical opinion that Tough is one lucky individual.
Though he could have been paralyzed for life, Tough was unfazed and determined to get back in the ring.
It never occurred to me that I should stop. You know, I rode because I love to compete, I love the challenge, and anytime you're able to be a world champion at what you do, that's fun.
But he was tempting fate when he faced a bull named Bodacious.
You know, I'd ridden him before, and the last time I rode him, you know, he got into a habit where even when you were in correct position, you know, his head would come up back and he could hit you.
It's called kissing the bull, and during this ride, it was almost a kiss of death. Bodacious hit Tough so hard that almost every bone in his face was shattered.
His head proved to be a lot harder than mine, but 13 hours of reconstructive surgery, and I was as good as new.
Bodacious was retired after that, but Tough wasn't ready to hang up his spurs.
There's no feeling to describe, you know, riding an animal that nobody else can ride, and there's no feeling at the end of the year, at the end of the day, that you're the best at what you do. And you just can't beat that.
Tough now works for the Professional Bull Riders Association and lives on his Texas ranch with his wife and 2 sons. But he still remembers the day that he almost lost everything.
If you watch it on tape, you say, how in the hell did you live through that? I had my lucky rabbit's foot with me, I guess.
Hedeman rode his first calf at age 4. That's also the age he was when he got his nickname, Tough, because he didn't cry after getting his hand slammed in a car door.
Coming up on Ripley's, he swallows swords. She breathes fire. Think it's a trick? They're about to make you believers. Plus, why suffering a heart attack could actually save your life. Also, sit down and take a close look. This artist is turning toilet trash into treasure.
Have you lost your marbles? No, I've got them on the toilet seat.
And an amazing new way to see your unborn baby weeks before it leaves the womb. Next on Ripley's. Amazing stories and unbelievable people. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Here's a chilling statistic. Heart attacks kill more than 450,000 Americans every year. But what's more shocking is a new preventative measure. Induce the heart attack voluntarily. Donna Block's heart was failing. She and her husband knew it.
I would get out of breath, taking a shower, even something like going into public restrooms. I was afraid to do that because what if I passed out in a public restroom and nobody knew who I was?
To be honest with you, I was scared to death because we thought there was really not anything that could be done.
Like nearly 500,000 other Americans, Donna suffers from HCM, a genetic condition that enlarges the dividing wall of the heart and blocks the blood that flows out of the heart.
I mean, I thought I was going to die any day. That's how bad I felt.
She tried medication, but that didn't work. Doctors then said that her only other option was open heart surgery, but those doctors were wrong. There was a third experimental option that went against every medical tradition in the book. A heart attack.
It hurts. It hurts.
Induced by your doctor.
You are awake the whole time, and it's painful and it's scary.
3 years ago at Methodist Hospital in Houston, Dr. William Spencer became the first American cardiologist to intentionally cause a heart attack. The technical name for Dr. Spencer's procedure is an alcohol ablation. He injects his patients with pure ethanol alcohol. A catheter is inserted into the patient's body, and alcohol is then released into the enlarged areas of the heart, triggering the actual heart attack.
A heart attack is when the heart muscle dies and it is replaced by a scar. Whether it dies from a lack of oxygen or it dies from exposure to alcohol, it's virtually the same result.
This deliberate heart attack kills the muscle, causing it to scar just like a natural attack does. But when it's done on an operating table, it has the desired side effect of reducing the enlargement that threatens the patient's lives.
Well, the great benefit of doing it our way is that patients can leave the hospital within 2 days and go back to their normal activities within 2 weeks if all goes well.
Of course, Donna had to weigh the risks of allowing someone to kill off a portion of her heart. After all, she could die. But after being assured that the chance of that happening was remote, Donna decided to go ahead. Nevertheless, saying goodbye to her husband on the way into surgery was not easy.
You'll be all right, baby. Don't sweat it, okay?
It's the worst part.
Yeah, I know.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Although having a heart attack is a frightening proposition, this procedure requires only local anesthesia. So amazingly, Donna is conscious the whole time.
I know, I'm confident.
Doing okay, Donna?
Yeah, I'm doing better.
Slowly, the catheter tube is inserted.
That looks pretty good.
And carefully maneuvered through Donna's body.
Perfect, perfect. All right, just let it sit there a little bit. Donna?
Yes?
Everything is in position. You're gonna get some discomfort now.
Okay.
What's your grade?
Now, the moment of truth.
64.
The alcohol is injected in the catheter, heading straight for Donna's heart.
I feel like something's just on my chest.
Yeah.
How long does this go last?
The alcohol strikes the enlarged area.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
The heart attack begins.
Okay.
It ought to ease off here shortly, Donna.
It hurts.
For Donna, it may seem like an eternity, but the heart attack lasts only 30 seconds, and the entire procedure is finished in just an hour. When it's all over, Donna is wheeled into the recovery room to be reunited with her relieved family. 7 weeks later, the results speak for themselves.
I'm feeling remarkably better. I mean, there's no comparison because I can do so many things now that I couldn't do before.
No question. Physically, she's able to do things that she couldn't do before. She used to always have to hold on to me just to walk down the street or walk down the driveway.
The pressure on Donna's heart has been cut in half. She's winning the fight against HCM.
Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's great. Great to be alive.
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM, is the most common cause of sudden death in people under age 30. Now, a gentleman named Barney Smith considers himself an artist. He's created over 500 one-of-a-kind masterpieces, but even his biggest fans confess that his art career is in the toilet.
Welcome to Barney Smith's one-of-a-kind art museum. The walls here are covered with over 500 pieces of toilet seat art, the biggest collection in the world. Just about anything is raw material for Barney's art. License plates, eyeglasses, belt buckles, even pieces of history, like debris from the Space Shuttle Challenger. It probably won't surprise you to tell you that Barney used to be a plumber who made a fateful trip one day to a plumbing supply warehouse.
Hey, good morning. And I said, what are you going to do with those
toilet seats out there that are laying on the dock. He said they're discards, they're going to be thrown away. I said, well, I would love to have some to do some artwork on. And so I started out with those 50 or so toilet seats and went from there.
That was 30 years ago. Since then, Barney has made seats from Pokemon cards, model trains, even pill bottles. But he never imagined anyone would want to see his creations.
My wife looked at my artwork there and she said, "If you lost your marbles." I said, "No, I've got them on a toilet seat."
It can take up to 35 hours to produce one of his creations. First, he gathers broken or defective toilet seats from the manufacturers.
Thank you.
Then he draws from one of 300 shoeboxes filled with trinkets.
I never have thrown anything away.
Many of the seats are built around Barney's own personal treasures.
I played with the little green truck that's in the top of that plaque, and some of them are the toys that my grandchildren left in my sandbox.
Other people have scrapbooks or photo albums, but Barney prefers to use his seats.
Whenever we go off on a trip, I say, "May I take my room key and put it on display whenever I get back off of a trip?" I'll have a whole handful of stuff that I have got to put on.
Barney has one strict rule about his toilet seats. He never gives them away, but he keeps on making them for one simple reason.
I just do it for my own satisfaction. It's a hobby, but yet it has grown to the extent to where that I want the world to see what I have done.
Next, Bob Gray can read and write in reverse.
What do you think? Bizarre?
Now this brainiac's about to blow your mind with his amazing memory. Plus, these toddlers can't talk, but they can tell you exactly what they want.
You want some more?
And how far will some women go to rearrange their bodies?
You're all of a sudden this sex goddess that you weren't before.
Coming up on Ripley's Believe It or Not. You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not.
There are very few things more frustrating than not being able to communicate with a crying baby. Well, now, two women believe all it takes is a little hands-on experience.
Until now, babies have had only one way of communicating, and it's been frustrating to both parents and infants alike.
You want mommy?
But two child development psychologists from the University of California at Davis have made an amazing discovery. One of them noticed her year-old daughter using hand signals.
More.
You want some more?
Why do you want that?
She would do things like this when she saw a spider. I mean, see, it's a spider. And she would do sniffing for flowers.
Yes.
Those things worked for her like words. And they thought, you know, I bet other babies do this and parents just don't pay any attention to that.
What does the owl say?
Beginning with these simple hand gestures, Dr. Acredolo and Goodwin developed a completely new language, baby signing, so kids as young as 8 months old could communicate with the outside world before they learned how to speak. In their book, Doctors Acredolo and Goodwin spell out 70 different baby hand signals, simple but specific gestures that parents can teach their children. Each one represents a different object or emotion. I want to eat. The noise is too loud. I want to go outside. I'm tired. I want some candy.
That's right.
One for me.
Yummy.
At first, the babies learn these gestures by imitating them, but they quickly pick up the meaning behind them.
Lingo.
And that has allowed parents like Kevin and Lynn Cross to get closer to their children.
There's such a long period of time, or it seems like a long period, when the babies can't speak and they can't effectively communicate their needs to you verbally. But now we can say, are you hungry, or are you thirsty, or are you tired? And she can respond. What's that? Yeah, butterfly.
I didn't really realize how exciting that it would be, how much that it would really teach my child. That what I found is it really enriches their life.
Hot. Book. Butterfly.
In fact, kids who've been conversing with baby signing actually learn how to speak sooner than those who don't sign.
It doesn't hurt language development, it fosters it.
While researchers continue to determine exactly how baby signing works, parents like Kevin Cross continue to praise the results.
You know, I tell other parents that I think this has been really beneficial, and it has the children feeling empowered and less frustrated, and has the parents feeling less frustrated, and it's really a good thing.
If you're a bit skeptical about all this, just watch. Michaela's mother makes the baby signs for 3 different toys, and then has Michaela search for them.
Yeah, there it is, the frog.
She makes sure not to say what kind of toy, but to sign it instead.
There it is, yeah, a turtle.
Each time, Michaela correctly picks the right animal.
Found one, there's a duck. Yeah. She'll go to the toy box and gesture, ball, and she remembers that was in there. Yeah, there's a ball.
No wonder the word is spreading fast about baby sign language.
All good.
Whatever language the parents speak, a baby sign means only one thing, and that makes it a truly universal language.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. For years, expectant parents have relied on fuzzy, two-dimensional ultrasound images for prenatal testing. But now, with the touch of a button, this flat picture gets a lifelike third dimension by scanning 3 different angles and putting them all together.
Cute.
The result looks like a photograph of the baby while it's still in the womb, in this case at 27 weeks. The extremely detailed imaging makes it easier for doctors to see fetal abnormalities. Although the $500 procedure is more expensive than regular two-dimensional testing, it's an increasingly popular option for concerned parents-to-be. One reason is the increased psychological bonding between parents and the unborn baby.
It's exciting because I feel like we've met almost.
In the future, this technology could be used to screen for prostate, liver, and breast cancer. And some doctors think it may eventually replace the traditional X-ray.
Now, you misplaced the car keys, you can't find the TV remote, and you forgot your anniversary. Well, this next guy says that he can keep you out of the doghouse by improving your memory. And that's not all he can do.
Bob Gray has been known to spend hours memorizing encyclopedias. But give him just 5 minutes with a deck of cards, and you'll see what he can do. First, the deck is shuffled, and 4 cards are removed at random. Bob flips through them briefly. Then he's able to recall which cards he's seen and which ones are missing.
Okay, the cards I don't remember seeing are the Ace of Hearts, the 3 of Hearts, the 5 of Hearts, Jack of Clubs.
You got it.
Bob first discovered the power of memory when he was only 8 years old.
I came across a magic book that showed how to memorize 20 items in order, and I was completely taken aback by this.
As a teenager, Bob worked as a waiter and never forgot any orders. Later, he was a salesman, and his amazing ability to retain information made him a favorite with clients. Bob relies on just 4 different recall techniques to memorize thousands of pieces of information. The earliest memory-boosting tricks were devised by the ancient Greeks. They linked visual cues with information to be retained. For example, Bob says if you want to remember Socrates, picture the scholar in his socks with his hair teased up.
Whenever you have to visualize images, they have to be weird, crazy, and ridiculous. The people with good imaginations are wonderful with memory techniques. That's why children are so good at it.
Today, Bob makes a living by helping businessmen to sharpen their memories. He says he can teach them to recall a 30-digit number inside of an hour. The technique is simple. You associate each number from 0 to 9 with a letter. Then, to remember a series of numbers, you simply make a word out of them.
Okay, your move then.
The kind of memories we're talking about here are largely what are called declarative memories, memories for words and objects and experiences. And those are stored in a particular part of the brain called the temporal lobe and the hippocampus.
Bob would be exceptional for his steel trap memory alone, but he's got another remarkable ability, and this one can't just be learned.
ever uttered on or ever uttered. I reverse it by the letters, and then only recently, about the last, I guess, 10 years, I've been spelling words and sentences backwards as well.
If virtually speaking in tongues doesn't impress you, Bob has the almost unheard of ability to write from every orientation simultaneously. Here, he writes upside down with his left hand, creating the mirror image of what he writes with his other hand.
What do you think? Bizarre?
Actually, my wife says I have a very selective memory. She can never understand how is it I can memorize capital cities, areas, populations, World Series, major events, yet every Sunday I seem to forget to take the garbage out.
Still ahead, this man's about to swallow a 2-foot sword with a curve.
I do risk puncturing something at the bottom of my stomach.
And you'll see every gut-wrenching inch from inside. Plus,
my rib cage went in, the organs moved, it repositioned the shape of my body.
Women who'll do anything to look sexy on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Demonstrations of sword swallowing and fire eating have always been shoved to the sidelines as sort of lowbrow. But now a husband and wife with extraordinary talents are using high-tech means to get some respect. Meet Kiva and Fred Call, a daring young couple out to make you believers in their bizarre abilities.
It is dangerous. If I swallowed a blade too far, I do risk possibly puncturing something at the bottom of my stomach.
Blowing balls of fire, spitting balls of fire, we call them blasts, is the most dangerous fire-eating feat.
A camera will be attached to Kiva's torch for an up-close and personal look at the risks of fire eating. And to show how close Fred comes to serious injury every time he swallows a sword, high-tech medical equipment will, for the first time, reveal not what's happening outside, but what's happening inside the body of a sword swallower during a demonstration.
Well, this is called a mobile C-arm, and it's a fluoroscopic imaging device.
Oh, and one more thing. Fred won't be swallowing your standard sword. He's going to consume a 24-inch curved, razor-sharp sword. Believe it. In many ways, Fred and Kiva Call are an average married couple living and raising a family in New York City.
We are so boring and typical. It's pathetic.
They have regular jobs and a normal, happy family life. Kiva works as a makeup artist, while Fred helps design and build websites. But it's their shared interest in experimenting with their bodies that has brought them together. Both became interested in trying to master these feats from the first time they saw a performance. They met at Coney Island, where Fred demonstrated his sword-swallowing abilities.
I thought he was charismatic. He won me over.
It didn't take long before Fred and Kiva became a team. They eventually married on the famous Coney Island boardwalk. But there are always those who are convinced that fire eating and sword swallowing are just illusions. And some skeptics believe that the swords are retractable.
I'm here tonight to prove once and for all that sword swallowing is not a trick, it is real. These swords, as you can see, are real steel.
Now it is time to prove that what they do is 100% genuine. Kiva goes first. Her job is straightforward, for clearly this is real fire. No one but a trained professional should ever try this dangerous demonstration. Her torch is burning at more than 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This is very real. Kiva uses ancient meditative techniques to separate her mind from the pain. Although some fire eaters use a protective gel to prevent burns around their mouths, Kiva has no protection on her skin.
It's a state of hypnosis. You look at the fire and my whole body just moves into that, and there's nothing else happening outside. It's like going underwater.
So far, neither Kiva nor Fred has ever been seriously injured. but that could change. The fluoroscopic imaging device is up and running. There's no turning back now, and there's no fooling this machine.
We're going to follow the sword all the way down the chest.
That's incredible. Oh, wow. You can see the ribs and everything. What is it? Is that his heart beating?
Yes, it is. That is
so
correct.
You can pick out the ribs and everything. That's
everything.
Absolutely awesome.
There, see the heart beating again.
Collarbone up through the throat.
Right there to the mouth region.
With the straight sword safely removed, Fred gets ready to insert the 2-foot curved sword. For this, he has to bend his body into the same shape as the razor-sharp blade, or risk puncturing his insides.
All right, I'm ready. It's tricky to really get your spine in the appropriate position, to really have it go down smoothly.
You can see the blade as it scrapes along his esophagus, coming dangerously close to major organs.
The curved blade is really the toughest blade that I have to swallow.
As the blade slips further down, Fred starts to gag. The spasms rocking his body could cause the sword to pierce his throat.
You see the tip of that sword? Yes. Oh, wow. Excellent. Better than the last.
Not only has he done it, but the fluoroscope shows Fred can swallow this sword all the way to the pit of his stomach without so much as a scratch. Fred and Kiva are elated. At least tonight, no one can deny that fire eating and sword swallowing are authentic. These are pursuits that have not only stood up to this examination, but also to the test of time.
Next on Ripley's.
I would say make sure you know what you're getting into.
And these women may be getting in too deep. The controversial fashion accessory making a curvy comeback. Next.
The line between fashion and torture can be a thin one. Back in the Victorian age, women sought a 20-inch waist, which is a lot smaller than this. Now you're about to meet a couple of modern women who can squeeze their waists even smaller.
Dita is a fashion model and Playboy pinup who's admired for her amazing curves. But she wasn't just born with this body. She helped shape it by embracing a bizarre 19th century fashion. It's called corseting.
I wouldn't be well known at all if it weren't for my corsets, because I think that's the first thing people notice about me is the shape of my figure when I'm wearing a corset.
Today, most women consider wearing a corset barbaric. But Dita says it's a practice she embraces without hesitation.
The second I put on a corset, it's like instant superwoman. You know, the breasts get fuller, the hips get fuller, waist gets smaller. It's the ultimate sexual feeling. You know, it's like you're all of a sudden this sex goddess that you weren't before.
Andy Glass is an artist who has also revived the tradition of corseting.
I was always really intrigued by the idea that a woman could manipulate her figure, and it always sort of fascinated me, but kind of from afar. I never really thought it was something that I would actually do, that I could even stand to do.
Andy was so intrigued, she began wearing the corset almost constantly, and her waistline shrank from 23 inches to only 18 in less than 3 months.
I would wear the corset, I would say between 22 and 23 hours a day. I would sleep with it. The only time I would really take it off would be to take a shower. So over time, it molds your body, it shapes your body.
Ethel Granger was a woman who became famous in the 1950s when she used a corset to achieve the smallest waist in the world, only 13 inches.
I think you feel like you're making a connection with other women in history. You're sort of keying in to a place that women have been before.
The corset enjoyed its original heyday during the Victorian era. Those devices were made of whale boning and underlaid with cotton. Girls started using them at about the age of 12, hoping to attract a suitable husband. But they were ultimately linked to ailments such as gastritis, migraines, and liver problems. The devices were so restrictive, women sometimes passed out, which is why the Victorians had fainting rooms. Fortunately, today's corsets aren't quite so dangerous. Dr. Richard Zinken explains how a corset changes a woman's body on the inside.
Corseting, as you see it here, distorts the abdominal organs. It pulls the abdominal organs in and moves them around. It makes the waist much smaller, but it also gives support to the spine, the lumbar spine. And one of the treatments years ago for back injuries was corsets.
Women who wear corsets often will ultimately weaken their abdominal muscles. But Dr. Zinken says there are no other known side effects.
There comes a limit to how much you can tighten it, but in general, the physiological function of the organs are not badly affected.
Although wearing modern corsets won't damage your digestive system, the women who wear them say they will definitely change your eating habits.
The one thing that you can't do is you can't eat a large meal. So what I would do is I had to actually cut my meal sizes in half. So normally I would eat 4 taquitos for lunch, and then with the corset on I would eat 2 for lunch and then wait a couple hours until the food digested, and then I could have the other 2.
It may seem unusual for contemporary women to revive a painful, century-old method of body transformation. But the women who swear by corsets say they're safe and effective.
Men love corsets. It's like the feeling of their hands around my waist. They love that. And of course the way it makes my body look.
Andy agrees and has a few words of advice for any women thinking about trying on one of these.
I would say to any young woman out there who's interested in corset training, I would say do your research. Make sure you know what you're getting into. I would say be ready because you're going to love it.